It's up in the air. Totti might take a chance. Ashwin gets 5.
Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Reminisce with Ash. Hello and welcome to today's episode of Reminisce with Ash. I've told all of you that I will be starting at 7 o'clock, but I have gone live a little earlier. I'm early for a couple of minutes for a precise reason. Whenever I start going live, I get requests for asking me to speak in Tamil, speak in Hindi, speak in Telugu, speak in Punjabi. Sure, but the worst thing is I cannot speak all these languages fluently. But मैं आज क्या करता हूँ कि जितना भी हिंदी में बात कर सके उतना बात कर सकता हूँ हिंदी में, और उसके बाद मैं तमिल में भी बात कर सकता हूँ. So whenever I speak in Tamil, I don't want people and fans asking me to speak in Hindi or English. So it's important that we really manage that balance. We definitely can respect one's requests and keep going. I will try and speak in Hindi में भी बात कर सकता हूँ, और तमिल में भी बात करता हूँ, और English maybe. Mainly I will speak in English because it is a common language that everybody will understand. Why Karthik? Why shouldn't I speak in Hindi? Hindi is a medium that a lot of people in our country understand. हिंदी सबको आता है. जितना ज़्यादा लोग हैं इंडिया में वो सबको हिंदी पसंद करते हैं और हिंदी समझते हैं. So we will do that. Okay, so today's episode of Reminisce with Ash is here, and we will get going. And before people start having a go at me saying don't give too much of an intro, I will get into it. Today we will be talking about one of the games that gives me immense goosebumps every time I think about this game. This game gave so much tension even while sitting inside the dressing room. It felt like if we won this game, we will go on to win the T20 World Cup. That was the honest belief that everyone inside the team had because we were playing great cricket. Yes, I am talking about the 2014 T20 World Cup. ஆமாங்க, நான் 2020 வேர்ல்ட் கப் 2014 பற்றி தான் பேசுகிறேன். தமிழில் தான் பேசுகிறேன், கொஞ்சம் இல்லை நிறையவே தமிழில் பேசுகிறேன். भाई लोग मैं हिंदी में भी बात करता हूँ कि आज हम जो विश्व कप हुआ है 2014 में उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. और that particular game had led me up, and I had a very good tournament. That was my memory of that tournament because I got about 4 wickets against Australia. I can't remember exactly how many runs I had leaked, maybe 13-14 runs, but the entire World Cup had actually panned out very well for me. I began, I think if I'm not wrong, that World Cup again I was the man of the match against Bangladesh in the group stages. Then I had a good outing against West Indies. I got Dwayne Smith out. Against Australia, I got the big wickets of Aaron Finch, David Warner, Maxwell, and I can't remember who the other one was. I think it would have been Cameron Boyce, if I'm not wrong. Uipa, hello. I hope it is. Oh, it says officials. Okay, it cannot be you. Right. So, basically, South Africa was in great form. They had got to the semi-final and we were taking them on, and like everybody else speaks the names that follow: Hashim Amla, Faf du Plessis, A.B. de Villiers, J.P. Duminy, David Miller. Do you still harbour ambition to get into ODIs? Forget about harboring ambitions. I just harbour ambitions to be better than what I was yesterday. So I will keep going hard at it, and it doesn't matter because selections don't lie in my hands. My commitment and my sincerity towards the game is all I rely on, and I want to be excellent at whatever I do every single day. Right, so getting back to the topic, South Africa won the toss and batted first like they would do in a big game. It was a good pitch. Definitely the Mirpur Stadium in Bangladesh produces some lovely batting wickets. But one thing that we should all remember when it comes to the Mirpur Stadium in Bangladesh in Dhaka. So this stadium is surprisingly, refreshingly big stadium in the sense that they can make it really big, and they do tend to bring the straight boundaries inside. So this game was no different. The straight boundaries were a little inside, but the side boundaries were reasonably big, so that the bowlers had something to work at. As a spinner, I love big boundaries even in T20 comps. It makes sure the batsman needs to play good shots to be able to fetch runs, and South Africa came into bat. And I remember, I think I might have been at slip a short third man, I can't exactly remember, but Quinton de Kock was the first wicket to go. I think he was caught off the inside edge of Bhuvneshwar Kumar's bowling, and Mohit was the other seamer in this game. And like always, I think we played three spinners. Amit Mishra was the third spinner. I was obviously bowling inside the power play, and now I'm going to get to the most important moment as far as I am concerned in that particular game. Most important moment, or probably the best moment in my life, and a lot of people spoke about this ball to Hashim Amla because we had played some games in Bangladesh before, and from my memory I figured out that there could be a slightly more cushion towards the side boundary. I wanted to take the game to the sides. I wanted to take the straight boundary out of the equation because straight boundaries were much easier to clear in this particular ground. So I wanted to go around the stumps and make use of my carom ball really well. And leading into this game, I had done that so very efficiently against all teams. In fact, Australia's Aaron Finch and Glenn Maxwell got out to this ploy to bring the side boundaries in play, and eventually I could succeed in getting them out. So going into this game, I definitely believe in these, premonitions, especially after this particular incidents. So as you're playing these tournaments, you tend to have these thought processes where you're thinking, hey, I've been applying a particular strategy pretty effectively, but the other team will make strategies to counter that. So in my head, I was thinking, what would Hashim Amla be looking to do? What would Faf du Plessis be looking to do? What would AB de Villiers be looking to do? And when I thought about it, Hashim Amla's favorite side is the offside. He makes a lot of runs through the offside. In fact, in this very game, I think he hit a couple of balls through cover and over the top of cover of our seam bowlers. So I was very clear in my head that Hashim will want me to come to the stumps, and hence he will try and avoid playing balls outside the leg stump. A lot of you would remember this ball that I bowled, which pitched outside leg stump and crashed into the off stump. Easily the best ball I've bowled in my life, without a doubt. But one thing that a lot of us might not remember, a lot of you might not remember, is that first ball that I attempted this ploy, Hashim just stayed inside the line and left the ball. And because the ball was new, it didn't grip and it skidded down the leg side, and it was given a wide. And immediately the thought process that I had in my head was very well planned. I believed that this was what Hashim will try and do, and hence he might not be premeditating any sort of movements to try and get the ball through the offside. So the very next ball, I pushed the length up, and Hashim was in no position. He wasn't ready for the ball that was going to be pitched up, so he didn't move his feet, just moved his hands, and I think it hit one of the ends of a foot mark that my bowlers had created from the other side, and just spun enough and castled the off stump. And I can't remember the joy, and especially when MS, who's standing behind the stumps, he said, "Oh yeah," and that still keeps ringing in my ears. Easily best ball of my life, maybe one of the best balls of T20 cricket. Why not? Okay, so moving on from there, despite getting this blow, this was the 6th over of the game. Despite striking in the 6th over, I thought the game was heading into a very, very good stage. Usually in T20 cricket, when a batting side makes about 100 runs in 13 overs and has enough 8 or more wickets in their hands, it is believed that they cross 180 and more. In this game, it was slightly different. In fact, South Africa were in the ascendancy. They had made, I think, if I'm not wrong, anywhere between 107 to 110 in the 13th over, and which is exactly when AB de Villiers had also come into the crease. I think they must have had 7 or 8 wickets in their hand. And I remember MS coming and telling me, look, Faf's batting really well. Faf hadn't had a great tournament till then. It was a bit up and down, but he was batting really well in that tournament. And he said, look, it's very, very critical that you come on now and, keep things tight. And as I came, because of this ploy, Faf moved outside the leg stump and he pulled me over mid-wicket for a 6. A fabulous shot, because as he was moving, I tried to follow him, but dropped it a touch shot and hit it for a 6. And immediately MS said, Ash थोड़ा ऊपर डाल सकता है, अगर उसको चाहिए तो वो slog sweep मार सकता है, मारेगा तो ऊपर कड़ी भी हो सकता है. So immediately I realized that probably pushing the length up was the right strategy. Faf moved down the leg side again. The very next ball, I followed him and pushed it slightly up, and he got bowled. Hit his body and went onto the stumps. But what I remember from this game, watching it again and again, is the fact that it was completely covered by Nasir Hussain's commentary. If I'm not wrong, Dada was also in the commentary box talking about this game. So those are very, very clear memories in my head. And now, as the game was slipping in, and I think South Africa were like 140 or maybe 130 odd in 15 overs, looking evenly poised to get anywhere between 185 to 190. So it was a dangerous time, and AB had just walked into bat. He had sent a message across loud and clear. उसका जो मैसेज उसने दिया है वो बहुत लाउड एंड क्लियर था. उसका इंटेंट था कि पहले बॉल से मार के कि जितना भी स्कोर बने उतना हम बन सकते हैं. और immediately as soon as Amit Mishra came into the attack, he was very, very efficient bowling his leggies, but he reverse swept Mishi's first ball for a 4 behind point, looking pretty ominous. So as I came into bowl again, I think it might have been the 16th over, and I remember MS clearly having this chat with me, Ash. Look, I think AB will look to take it on. So it is very important that you stick to your strengths and try and make sure he goes towards the side boundaries. Differently enough from ஃபாஃபும் அஷீம் ஆம்லாவும் என்ன பிளான் பண்ணியிருந்தாங்களோ அதுலேருந்து கொஞ்சம் டிஃப்ரெண்ட். ஏன்னா ஏபி எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியுமே எவ்வளோ டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டு. படுத்து நாடுவார், உக்காந்து நாடுவார். சம்டைம்ஸ் அவர் எப்படி ஆடுவார்னு அவருக்கே தெரியாது. அவரே வந்து முடிவு பண்ணி தான் அன்றைக்கி தான் வந்து முடிவு பண்ணுவார். வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பால் ஆடிட்டு சரி இன்னைக்கு இப்படி ஆடலாம்டா, மேபி லெஃப்ட்டில் கூட ஆடலாம் அப்படின்னு கூட நினைப்பார். So in this game it was no different, and everybody moved outside leg stump to counter this plan, but AB moved inside the leg stump. So my plan had to be slightly different. I dragged it even more wider, so AB had to catch up with it, and he caught up with it. It went straight up in the air and he got nestled. And I can tell you how much of relief I had personally, because watching the scoreboard, Debayan Chaudhary, okay, what are you saying? Okay, is it not clear? Right, okay, I'll try and slow it down, sir. So AB hit it straight up in the air and he got out, and I believed that this was a very, very important wicket, because in the back of my head I thought if AB batted they could go on to get 190 or maybe even 200 in this game, and that was done. And there was one mistake that I remember very clearly from this game. As soon as AB got out, JP Duminy was in strike, and I wanted to get another wicket and try and toss it up a little bit. He stepped out and hit me for a 6. So that was one thing that I would correct if I had to go back to that situation again. But having all these wickets done and all the important situations done, JP Duminy and David Miller finished the innings really, really well. South Africa ended up with a score of 172, which in that pitch at Dhaka, maybe this pitch for the semi-final was a lot better than lot better as a batting wicket than some of the other pitches, which was a touch slower. But this pitch was surely a good wicket. But 172 was still, par plus or par score on that particular pitch on a semi-finals day. So from after having finished the innings, some of us had this thought: how much had we given? Little more? Had we given like 5-6 runs more, or had we given maybe par score? We were discussing as we headed into the break. But within our heads, we were quietly confident that if we got off to a good start in the first 6, we could go on to win this game. ஸோ நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த கேமில் திருப்பி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும்போது ரொம்ப க்ரூஷலான ஒரு ஸ்டார்ட். நான் நிறைய தடவை கூட நம்ம சவுத் ஆஃப்ரிக்கன் டீமோட கிரிக்கெட் அனலிஸ்ட் வந்து ஒரு தமிழன் தான் ஆக்சுவலி, பிரசன்னான்னு சொல்லிட்டு. அவர் இஸ் அன் இண்டியன். ஹீ ஒர்க்ஸ் ஃபார் த சவுத் ஆஃப்ரிக்கன் கிரிக்கெட் டீம் ஆஸ் அ பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் அனலிஸ்ட். And I have this dig at him all the time. It was you that made JP Duminy bowl the first over, and surprisingly South Africa got JP Duminy to bowl in the first over. जब JP Duminy आया अटैक में, मुझे लगा ये कौन सा प्लान हो सकता है, क्योंकि हमारे पास थोड़ा लेफ्ट हैंडर नहीं था, मगर रोहित और अजिंक्य ओपन कर रहे थे बैटिंग इस गेम पे. और मुझे लगा 2 राइट हैंडर खेल रहे हैं और ऑफ स्पिनर को क्यों लाया ये लोग, ये कुछ प्लान है या कि एक ओवर हटाने के लिए ऐसा प्लान किया है, ऐसा सोचने लगा. बट the first 4 balls if I'm not, first 4 balls we had made only 6. Rohit and Jinx, I think Jinx got a 4 away, and we were like 4 balls 6 runs, and there the game breaker happened. South Africa didn't have a slip in position, and Rohit edged the ball of JP Duminy for a boundary, and it became 5 balls 10, and the next ball Rohit hit him for a boundary, and we got off to a great start. The first over went for 14 runs, and I can't tell you how important momentum is in T20 cricket. जब भी हम T20 क्रिकेट के बारे में बात करते हैं, हमको लगेगा कि ज़्यादा की ज़्यादा एक्सपर्ट्स बात करेंगे मोमेंटम के बारे में. मोमेंटम क्या चीज़ है? दिस मोमेंटम, what exactly does momentum mean? Momentum means getting into the game and getting hold of those crucial moments to get ahead of the run rate. If you're batting second, likewise in bowling, if you're bowling second, trying to get those wickets. So Rohit and Jinx had got us off to a good start in the first over, but I think in the power play, when Buron Hendricks came on to bowl, after Rohit had given us a good start, I still remember how he hit 1 over point for a 6. He had given us just about the right start, but when Rohit got out, it looked like we hadn't got too much ahead of the game, neither were we very behind in the game. If you slow down, you can speak better Hindi. Thank you, Prashant. Thank you for the advice. I'll take it on board. As we got into this, number 3, I think Virat walked in like as always, and Virat was getting into his usual stride, while Jinx was giving the much needed impetus in this innings. He was taking the risk and allowing Virat to take his time. Yes sir, I know Rohit made 24 runs. You can watch the scorecard for that. These are memories of mine from the game. As Rohit got out, personally I was very, very nervous, sitting and watching the game from the sidelines, sitting with the coaches, and I was thinking, oh my god, if Rohit was around, it'll be great, because the way Rohit, accelerates towards the back half of the innings with the power he's got, we will just about chase the score down easily. But Rohit's wicket was quite a big blow, and very, very importantly, when Virat came in, Jinx was trying to give us the momentum. In what language did you speak with your teammates? सारे टीममेट्स इंग्लिश समझते हैं, और हिंदी में भी मेरा जितना भी हिंदी आती है उसमें बात करेंगे, और वो लोग समझते हैं, एंड दे आर काइंड इनफ नॉट टू मेक मॉकरी ऑफ मी. Alright, so these moments were extremely critical in that particular game, and we were not exactly getting ahead of the game, but we were also staying even with the game. And then Jinx got out after the power play. Once Jinx got out, I think Yuvipa joined Virat, and they were getting on, and the game was going nicely. They were putting the glue on, because it was very, very important that we didn't lose wickets, because with Imran Tahir's bowling coming and Yuvipa being there as a left-hander would make a massive difference. But I think anywhere when the game was in the balance, we needed to make about 10-12 runs and over. I still remember this gorgeous hit by Yuvraj Singh, because Dale Steyn was trying to bowl a double bluff. He had mid-on, mid-off up, trying to show that he was going to go short. But Yuvipa just sat on the back foot and just extended his arms over mid-off to send a slower ball of Dale Steyn, one bounce into the fence. And that shot is something that is always very fresh in my head, that was one of the gorgeous memories that I have from that game. But as always, as I've spoken on Reminisce with Ash, the smaller contributions always go unnoticed, and this game was changed by an absolute cameo by Suresh Raina. Yet again, we have spoken about how Suresh Raina constantly plays these cameos, coming in late down the order, batting in the middle order, is so very tough. And he came in, and he made a 10-ball 21 or something like that, at a time where we needed to make 12s and over. And I still remember the pull that he hit of Wayne Parnell over backward square leg for a 6, and the game changed, and he then uppercut one more for a boundary. And as always, Virat held his nerve. He was going at a strike rate of 130, 140. He put away Imran Tahir for a 6 over Cow Corner, Nasser Hussain calling it, and all these are memories that are very, very fresh. But one thing from the South African side that we can't refuse to forget here is the catch of AB de Villiers of Yuvraj Singh. As Yuvraj Singh was getting into his stride, there was a googly from Imran Tahir, and Yuvi tried to go over the top, and he skew-ended it to long off, and AB ran in, and like always, like a Superman, he caught that catch. That was like mouth gaping for everyone watching from inside. Then the most important moment that all of you might be talking about, MSD walked in, and जब MS धोनी अंदर गया, 1 रन चाहिए था 7 या 8 बॉल में, या 7 बॉल में 1 रन चाहिए था, and Virat had played an absolute blinder till then. So to make not make Virat feel great exactly, but to give his right due of having to score the last run, MSD blocked that ball to allow Virat to smash the last run of the next over of the final over. And that moment, I think, sticks in everybody's head even till today, because he blocked that ball and just put his bat underneath his arm and just walked to Virat's end. So that was a very, very important moment, trying to send across a message to Virat and to the rest of the team, saying that it is a team game, and I really appreciate and value everybody's contribution here. So at the end of the game, rightly so, Virat had played an absolutely stunning innings, and he was awarded man of the match, and I think he subsequently went on to win the player of the series as well. We had strong belief that we will go on to win that World Cup, but it didn't happen. But that's for another day, and this brings us to the end of today's match on Reminisce with Ash. I've tried to wrap it up as early as possible, despite talking about my memories, but we can we can take questions because Thursday's episode of Reminisce with Ash is all about taking questions. Could this have happened if India? Okay, I missed that question. So if you have questions about this game, you can keep going. Tell about off-spin, how to improve off-spin. Sir, like any other skill in the game of cricket, it's very important that we understand bowling or off-spin or anything for that matter is about repetitions. So if you can get the number of repetitions in and try and bowl the ball on the same spot again and again, for 6 balls in an over, like that for 20 overs in a straw, on the trot, you will be in a good position to be a good off-spinner. Cheta, please speak little Punjabi. 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 Sat Sri Akal Punjabiyon. That's the best thing I can say right now. Baki sab bhul gaya. Mahiba is humor side. Mahiba is actually a very quiet person. उतना ज़्यादा बात नहीं करते हैं मैच के समय पे. वो जितना भी एडवाइस देता है वो कम ही देता है, क्योंकि उसको कभी फीलिंग आता है कि प्लेयर जितना भी उसका कंफर्ट जोन में रहे वो अच्छा परफॉर्म करेगा. सो ज़्यादा की ज़्यादा वो बात नहीं करते प्लेयर के साथ मैच के समय पे. इंग्लैंड टूर इंडिया मोइन अली विकेट. आई डोंट गेट दैट. ओके. What did you learn most about being captain? So being a captain at Kings 11 Punjab was a very interesting and exciting assignment that I had. It was a team that had to get the DNA about themselves right, and we didn't have a massive amount of history to go into the season. So building players and setting up a DNA was very, very important. That's what I learned from it, and setting up the franchise. Which wicket do you cherish more, from Gaurav Sundararaman, Warner's wicket or Hashim Amla's wicket? It's very, very difficult to pick one between the two, Gaurav, because personally I feel both had its significance, the game on the line, the series on the line in the case of Warner, and both the times the plan worked perfectly. So I would say that's the T20 best ball of my T20 cricket that I bowled to Hashim Amla, and one of the best balls that I bowled in Test cricket to David Warner. So it's very difficult to pick one. My favorite IPL team, so it is a very, very tough time to pick one, so I'm not picking one. My Hindi is amazing. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Okay, please tell about, who is this? Tamil பேசுபா. ஓகே. தல தோனி கரியர் பற்றி சொல்லுங்க நண்பா. தல தோனி கரியரை பற்றி நான் என்ன சார் சொல்கிறது? தல தோனி கரியரை பற்றி அவர் தான் முடிவு பண்ணணும். ஸோ இது நம்ம எல்லாருக்குமே தெரிஞ்சது தான். அவர் ரொம்ப நாளாக மேட்ச் விளாடல. ஸோ எல்லாருமே டெஃபினட்டாக தல தோனி விளாடுவார்னு ஏங்கி போயிருந்திருப்பீங்க இந்த ஐபிஎலுக்கு. ஹோப்ஃபுல்லி கரோனா வைரஸ் எல்லாம் நல்லா செட்டில் ஆகி ஏதாவது டோர்னமெண்ட் ஆகி ஐபிஎல் நடந்துச்சுன்னா தல தோனி கண்டிப்பாக விளையாடுவார். அண்ட் ஹோப்ஃபுல்லி நீங்கள்லாம் ரொம்ப என்ஜாய் பண்ணுவீங்க அதை பார்க்குறதுக்கு. Who's your best captain? I've answered that question a million times. I don't want to take it on in this show. London or Sydney Stadium? What do you mean London? You mean Lords or the Oval? So what's your mother tongue? My mother tongue is Tamil, and if people don't really understand, in the southern region of the country, like in the northern and the rest of the country, we do speak a few languages. Kannada is spoken in Karnataka, which is Bangalore. Malayalam is spoken in Kerala, and in Tamil Nadu we speak Tamil. Who is the most dangerous batsman to bowl? Okay, I missed that question. Why don't you play ODI T20 cricket for India? Okay, so it is not in my hands. I have not made a choice, sir. I'm trying to do everything that I can. How do you prepare for playing T20 and ODI? सर जितना भी मेरा मौका मिला लास्ट आईपीएल में और उसके पहले भी मैंने ज़्यादा कोशिश किया कि जितना भी नया वेरिएशन लाए उतना अच्छा रहेगा, और मैंने ज़्यादा वेरिएशन भी डाला था. एंड बैक स्पिनर डाला, कैरम बॉल, रिवर्स कैरम डाला, आर्म बॉल कोशिश किया, और सब कुछ एक्शन भी बदल के डाला है. ये सब करना ही पड़ेगा T20 क्रिकेट में आजकल, क्योंकि ग्राउंड्स इतना ज़्यादा बड़ा नहीं है और पिच भी ज़्यादा अच्छा है और बैट्स भी बहुत तकड़ा है. सो हमको थोड़ा अजीब का चीज़ करना पड़ेगा. Why are you so much successful in न्यू बॉल? सर जितना भी सक्सेस न्यू बॉल में T20 क्रिकेट में मुझे मिला और टेस्ट क्रिकेट में भी मिला है, क्योंकि मुझे बहुत पसंद है कि जब बैट्समैन पहले सेटल होने से पहले मैं बॉलिंग डाले और उसका जितना भी वीकनेस है उसका फ़ायदा उठा सकता है, इसीलिए मैं ज़्यादा सक्सेसफुल हूँ नया बॉल में. इफ़ आई कम टू चेन्नई आई कैन मीट यू. सर मैंने किसी को भी मीट नहीं किया लास्ट 50 दिन में, क्योंकि सब लॉकडाउन में है. अभी का समय है कि आपको अच्छे तरह से देख लो और घर में रहिए और सबका हेल्प करिए. योर फेवरेट फैन मोमेंट? ओके, आई मिस यू बाय. ओके, कार्तिक फ्रॉम राउंड, हाउ आर यू नाउ इन अब्रॉड कंट्री नाइजीरिया? ओके, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू फॉर जॉइनिंग मी. लास्ट ओवर फिनिश. सर आप दूसरे मैच के बारे में पूछना चाहते हो तो आज नहीं है वो गेम के बारे में हम बात कर सकते हैं जहां अक्षर पटेल का लास्ट ओवर में माही भाई फिनिश किया. वो गेम अलग एपिसोड में करेंगे और आज उसके बारे में बात नहीं कर सकता है. I always try and bowl the carom ball. Sir, जितना भी लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि कैरम बॉल कैसे डालो, ये कैरम बॉल जो है वो बहुत डिफिकल्ट बॉल है. कि आप देख लो कि ये जो मिडिल फिंगर है वो उंगली बॉल में दबाकर डालना पड़ेगा, और जब ये प्रेशर ज़्यादा डालोगे वो अच्छे तरह से टूटेगा आगे से. बट दिस बॉल रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस इन ऑल ऑनेस्टी. मुझे कम से कम 2 या 3 साल लगा ये बॉल मास्टर करने के लिए, और एक दिन गेम में डालने के लिए भी हिम्मत नहीं था. मगर जब विकेट गिरा, माही भाई ने बोला कि डाल सकता है बिंदास, और मैंने डाला. स्पीकिंग इन तेलुगु एला उनारो जो भी है सॉरी. Or what other questions do you have? And I also had one question being asked about after getting 3 for 22 in this particular game, and Virat going on to get the man of the match in this particular game, did it feel like it is a batsman's game? That's a question that was being asked. But from my personal point of view, I would say Virat deserved this man of the match because it was not an easy chase. We were constantly behind the game. He held his nerve even through difficult times. He didn't give his wicket away. Took it till the end of the innings and managed to close out the game beautifully. So in all honesty, it didn't really even go into my head whether I had to get the man of the match or not, because for me it was about putting in that performance and not allowing South Africa to get past a score, which was very, very important. So not विराट नहीं है सर, विराट है. मैंने विराट बोला है तो माफ़ी मांग रहा हूँ. Can you talk about the games in which we lost? What we are learning from the games? सर जो गेम हम हारे उसके बारे में बात कर सकते हैं, बट आज नहीं है. जितना अच्छा गेम हुआ है उसके बारे में हम बात कर सकते हैं. मंडे का एपिसोड एक अच्छा एपिसोड होगा, क्योंकि दूसरे कंट्री से एक आदमी आ रहा है मेरे से लाइव करने के लिए. सो वो 100% लेके आएगा जो गेम इंडिया आ रहा है. ठीक है. सर मैंने पंजाब को छोड़ा नहीं, मुझे ट्रांसफ़र हुआ है, सो वो सवाल भी मत पूछिए. ரஜினிகாந்த் டைலாகா தலைவா? ரஜினிகாந்த் டைலாக் எவ்வளோ தடவை சொல்கிறது தலைவா? என்ன டைலாக் சொல்கிறதுன்னு கூட தெரியல. நிறைய தடவை சொல்லியிருக்கேன் வேறு. நான் வந்து மூவி பஃப்பு, பட் ஆனால் ஆக்டிங் பண்ணுற அளவுக்குலாம் நல்லா ஒர்த்து கிடையாது. சில டைலாக்ஸ்லாம் தெரியும். Any good off spinners in domestic circuit? Arvind, I'm not sure because I haven't watched enough of domestic cricket, but I definitely think there must be a few around. Okay. Hey, hi, I'm from Bangladesh. Hi, buddy. How are you? I hope you're doing well. How's Corona treating you? Or kemon ache? Can you speak Bengali? No, I cannot speak Bengali, and it'll be very unfair if I said I can speak in Bengali or understand Bengali. It is quite a tough language, but one thing I love about Bengalis is the fact that they really have pride about their language, and they do stick with it, which is something that I really like about them. Hello. Are there any more questions? I can take a few more questions for the day. Yes, India versus Australia T20 series, but that is not a part of today's episode, so it'll be difficult to do that. Leg spinners dominating recent time. Do you accept? Sir, who am I to accept if leg spinners are dominating the circuit or not? I'm very happy that some of the spinners coming in are doing very well. For as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter if you're a leg spinner, off spinner, or whatever you bowl. It's very important that you do it really well. So it is just a phase. Like at one point of time, batsmen who were power hitters were really, really doing well in this format. But as you saw in T20 cricket, a lot of batsmen who try and take the game deep and finish well have got incredibly successful as well. So there is no parameter to be able to judge any spinner, but definitely those who are doing well as wrist spinners, it's going to be great. Sir, don't ask me questions. Okay, what's the double bluff ball by Dale Steyn? How to bowl it? Double bluff ball, see, I was talking about the ball that he bowled in this game to Yuvraj Singh. So basically what he did was he had the straight field up, which meant that the batsman is ideally looking for a short ball, and because he was looking for a short ball, Dale Steyn thought he might not be able to come forward and bowl a slower one. So when he did bowl a slower one, UV Paji was ready for it and just extended his hands through the ball. It was one of the greatest shots that I've seen. The left-hander's elegance that UV has got, it's amazing. Doing it, I've met you twice, and my brother plays for IPL, Satya Osman himself. Great. Thank you, Hari Krishna. Thank you so much. And SRK dialogue. Sir, मैं तमिल का dialogue भी मना किया. SRK का dialogue मुझे इतना आता नहीं है सर. ज़्यादा मूवी देखा नहीं, बट दिमाग में उतना आगे से याद नहीं है अभी तक. Who is better, यादव और यूजी? सर ऐसा सवाल मत पूछिए. वो सवाल लेने का मेरा मन नहीं है अभी. What made you try leg spin? Why didn't you persist with that very after the season? सर मैंने लेग स्पिन कोशिश किया क्योंकि मुझे लगा कि सब कुछ एक बॉलर को डालना चाहिए आजकल का ट्रेंड में. और जो ट्रेंड चल रहे आज 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 T20 क्रिकेट में, जितना भी बॉलर अनप्रिडिक्टेबल रह सकता है, जितना भी वेरिएशन ला सकता है, वो उतना अच्छा रहेगा. सो इसीलिए मैं कोशिश किया और कहीं रोका नहीं है. मैंने जो एक्शन से कोशिश किया वो हटाकर अभी जो एक्शन में डाल रहे हैं उसमें मिक्स करके अभी डाल रहा हूँ. सो जो सीखा मैंने वो लेग स्पिन का एक्सपेरिमेंट से वो अभी इस्तेमाल कर रहा हूँ मेरा बॉलिंग में. How to be consistent as a spinner, very important to understand alignment, your front arm, your bowling arm, and also your alignment, which is very very important to be very consistent. So can you say the Minnale dialogue for Vivek? No, I am not doing that. I've already done that. My wife caught me unawares this afternoon.
Hey!
Okay, before I get more noises, why is home team effective in longer formats? So it's a good question. I feel the home team generally has an advantage in Test cricket because a lot of the players who are playing for the home Test side have played a lot of first class cricket in that particular country, and it's very helpful for them to be able to hi kids. Hi. So it is very important for them to be able to understand home conditions. They will exactly know how the innings pans out, what sort of cricket to play at a certain particular point of time. So understanding conditions is one thing that sets the home team away from apart from the away team that's traveling. So do you think luck matters in cricket? Ashish Rati, I know you're a big fan, and I'd like to tell you that luck does matter in life, not just in cricket, but you make your own luck. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
Let's go.
That is a very very common saying, but I would like to think if you do all your homework properly, work really hard, I think the luck that you desire to get will definitely come for you. Tell me about your batting. Okay, that's not what this is about. Anything else? Who's a dangerous batsman in your opinion? I definitely feel Chris Gayle is one of the most dangerous batsmen, especially in T20 cricket. When it comes to tonking spinners and when it comes to hitting people, even miss-hitting balls for sixers in grounds that we play in IPL. But MS Dhoni is not far behind. One of the best finishers that you can find in the modern day sport. Your thought on DRS? How does it considered? So I think DRS is a great tool for modern day cricketers. I think my daughters will take that question.
You both are
Akira, what do you think of DRS?
nothing. Nothing. I'm just looking.
Okay, so DRS is something that is a tool which is basically brought into the game to avoid howlers, but now it's become.
This monster is.
Sorry, they're not there.
Adya, thank you so much. So it is basically it can basically be used to eliminate howlers, but in the modern day cricket it's become more of a strategic call. So using a good good review is also become a skill. The keeper is very important. The bowler cannot be greedy, and the captain needs to rely on two other people. And any other questions before we wind up? Because I find some repetitive questions coming. Who's the best? Okay, something about our Muttaya Muralidharan.
Like a weird commentator on
Really?
a song.
Okay, sorry. But I'm taking questions quickly. A lot of questions are coming in.
Let's go, monster.
Will you go to Himalayas after COVID? Why would I go to Himalayas after COVID? Okay, my favorite domestic match. There have been quite a few domestic matches that have been great. But off late, the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy that we played against Karnataka in the final, Tamil Nadu didn't end up on the winning side. We couldn't win the game, but that was a very heartbreaking game, but a great game nevertheless. During the 2014 semi-final, who was my roommate? Sir, we don't have roommates. The culture went outside the window a long time ago. A few words about Mahesh Babu. Chala entertainer Mahesh Babu garu. Please come back to ODI team. In recent times, your test batting. Yes, my test batting has been a letdown for you. It has been a letdown for me. But that is also a result of how fewer games that I've been playing, how many opportunities I've got. And yes, in those opportunities, I haven't managed to be not out. So I'll definitely work on it. I'm working on it. The best foot is being put forward. Best roommate ever. I'm not taking that question. Okay, CSK or RCB, if you have to choose one. That question is not even a question because I haven't played for RCB. Favorite footballer name? I don't have one favorite footballer, sir. I just watch football for the joy of it. I watch only World Cups. I don't follow much of Premier League football. Can you open the batting in Test cricket? Okay, some of the best Test wickets. Okay, that's a good question. And also, I scored my first Test 100 at Wankhede Stadium, Mumbai, one of the best batting wickets that I've played cricket on. And some of the best wickets that I've got in Test cricket is that of A.B. de Villiers in Nagpur, David Warner in Bangalore. Where else am I going? And Sean Marsh in my first tour to Australia, where he played down the line, the ball went straight on, and I got him bowled. I can't remember every one of those. These are some of the memories that are coming from the top of my head. I cannot speak Malayalam, but I can understand Malayalam. Murli Gopi Krishnan. I watch a lot of Malayalam movies. Now the last movie that I watched in Malayalam is Joseph. I really enjoyed it. Say a few words in Malayalam. I can't get anything from the top of my head. Cheta, Kochachan are these words that I remember from the top of my head. Okay. The best memory with Mahi. Yes, obviously the 2011 Cricket World Cup that we won has to be the best memory. And Wankhede or Eden Gardens, a very tough choice. I've had great memories in both the venues. Eden Gardens is like one of the landmark stadiums and landmark venues in Indian cricket, while Wankhede is a very, very popular test venue. So it's very difficult for me to make choices because I've had great memories in both the grounds. But my first best preferred choice of a test ground in India would be Chepauk, because that's where I come from, Chennai. Okay, and that's it from me today on the question and answers section. But I've got another exciting section coming for you on Saturday. So day after tomorrow, we will be having a guest. But the guest will not be a cricketer. He'll be quite an entertainer, I'm sure. But the most important thing about Saturday's episode will be the Reminisce with Ash quiz that we will be conducting. The quiz will be with the audience. We will be leaving a question that we have in today's episode, for which all of you need to find an email ID and email us the right answers, out of which 4 lucky winners will be picked, and they will go live with me on Insta on Saturday evening. The Saturday evening Reminisce with Ash episode will begin at 7 o'clock, but post 7:30 we will have 4 people coming live, one after the other. So the format of the quiz will be 6 questions will be asked. The first question is a loosener, the second question is an off spinner, the third question is a scramble seam, the fourth question is an arm ball. No, I can't remember. I will anyway appraise you about it on Saturday. The last question will be the carom ball. So whoever last the 6 questions will obviously be the winner. But if you don't get 6 questions, all of you, the person with the maximum number of questions answered will be declared the winner. So I'll explain it in Hindi. Saturday का क्विज के लिए आज हम एक सवाल पूछेंगे. वो सवाल को जितना भी लोग चाहिए जवाब दे सकते हैं, बट आप लोग एक ईमेल आईडी मेरा प्रोफाइल में है, वो ढूंढकर वो मेल आईडी को ईमेल भेजिए, और वो ईमेल से 4 लोग सेलेक्ट होंगे. वो सैटरडे का एपिसोड में वो चारों लोग एक के बाद एक आएंगे और क्विज अटेंड करेंगे और विनर को सेलेक्ट करेंगे. और 6 सवाल होंगे, जिसमें जितना भी लोग जो लोग ज़्यादा सवाल का जवाब देंगे वो जीत जाएंगे वो क्विज. அண்ட் தமிழ்லையும் ஒரு வாட்டி சொல்லிடுறேன், சாட்டர்டே அன்னைக்கு ஒரு குவிஸ் இருக்கு. இது வந்து எவ்ரி சாட்டர்டே நடக்கும். இனிமே இந்த சாட்டர்டே குவிஸ் வந்து 6 கொஸ்டின்கள் கேட்போம். அந்த 6 கேள்விகளுக்கும் பதில் யாராவது சொன்னீங்கன்னா டெஃபினட்டாக அவங்க தான் வின்னர். பட் ஆனால் அந்த 6 கேள்விகளில் பதில் சொல்ல முடியலன்னா 4 பேராலையும் யார் ஜாஸ்தி கேள்விக்கு பதில் சொல்லியிருக்காங்களோ அவங்கள வின்னராக டிக்ளேர் பண்ணுவோம். அண்ட் ரொம்ப முக்கியம் என்னன்னா, இன்னியோட எபிசோட்லேருந்து ஒரு கொஸ்டின் கேட்போம். அந்த கொஸ்டினுக்கு பதில் என்னோட ப்ரொஃபைலில் இருக்கிற இமெயில் ஐடிக்கு போங்க. நான் போஸ்ட் போட்டிருக்கேன், அந்த போஸ்ட்டில் ஒரு இமெயில் ஐடி கொடுத்துருக்கோம். ஸ்டோரியிலையும் அந்த இமெயில் ஐடியை ஷேர் பண்ணுறேன். அந்த இமெயில் ஐடிக்கு இமெயில் போடுங்க. ஸோ உங்களுக்கு ஒரு கால் வரும், அண்ட் அதுலேருந்து 4 பேரை செலக்ட் பண்ணி குவிஸுக்கு லைவாக போவேன் ஆன் சாட்டர்டே 7:30 PM. Okay, I hope that was very, very clear. And the question I will be asking here, and I'll also be putting it on my profile, is, yes, we all know that I got Hashim Amla, A.B. de Villiers and Faf du Plessis out in this particular episode of Reminisce with Ash series. But the important question will be, who took the catch? Because Hashim Amla and Faf du Plessis were bowled, but A.B. de Villiers was caught in the at deep square leg. Who took this catch? And please answer the question, sending the answer to the email, because if you do send it onto the DM, that will not be counted. So get the procedure right, and hope to see you on Saturday for the quiz. And it will happen every Saturday, and we will eventually get winners who will play the semi-finals and finals. So it's going to be exciting. Look forward to this quiz on Saturday. See you all. Bye bye. Take care.